we need to be a good judge of character because as you think about the description of wolves that would seek to ravage the flock of Christ, the very first description of these wolves is that they don't look like a wolf. They look like sheep. Even Satan himself, the Lord of darkness, appears as an angel of light. And so it requires, it's incumbent upon us to be a good judge of character because on the outside, there's an appearance of godliness, even among those who would seek to destroy the church. I received good counsel from an older pastor who's been influential in my life. And he spoke about the hiring process at his church. And on paper, you have a number of candidates who look really great. Boy, this guy knows all the doctrine. He confesses all the creeds. So good. Been to all the right schools, knows all the right guys, read all the right stuff. But what he does to assess these candidates is he has them over for dinner. And not just the candidate on his own, but together with his wife and his children, his family, everyone else who may be within his orbit. Come on over. And then he's very attentive to how this man eats. He's very attentive to how he treats his wife, how he communicates, how he deals with his children, how his wife looks at him, and how his children look at him. He's observing all of this, and he says there's so much you can learn by one meal with someone, and more that you can learn by poring over a resume or by going through a statement of faith. John MacArthur has said that the greatest need of the church today is discernment. That there is a lack of ability among Christians today to discern right from wrong, truth from error, good from bad. That there's just a muddled mess that we just embrace too much because there's not a honed sense of discernment. And too often, I think, at least in our circle of churches, the qualifications to receive someone into a close fellowship or to hire someone as an elder or a pastor is typically just doctrinal. Do they subscribe to the right statements? Can they articulate these truths? And if we are going to avoid temptation and those through whom temptation comes and those who would lead us away from Christ, then we must be a good judge of character. Jesus says, you will not know them by their creed, you will know them by their fruit. When are we going to consider the fruit of the Spirit and the Christian virtues of love and joy and patience and kindness and goodness and faithfulness and gentleness and self-control? When will those be our criteria to assess someone who is going to be an influence in the church of Christ? Someone who has the character of Christ. We must be better acquainted with this fruit of regeneration, the fruit of a true Christian. Perhaps you've had a history of misjudging people. Maybe you can think in your life of people that you've embraced, and now, as time has gone on, you realize, whoa, I should have saw that coming. If that has happened to you, then you need to consider well these lessons of discernment, because you do not want to be in that situation again. And maybe there's somebody else that you know that, and you're thinking, how did they know that about that person? All that sin came out later, but they knew it early. Go talk to that person. What is it that you're noticing? What is it that you're looking at? Learn from these things. We must be a good judge of character and use the fruit of the Spirit as our guide to discern true from false.